Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a Q&A. I asked you for your questions over on Instagram, so we're just going to be answering them. So shall we jump straight into this? The first question is so lovely. Thank you so much for this question. It's, are you happy at the moment? Brackets, private and on YouTube. Love you too. I am really happy in my personal life. Yeah, everything's great. On YouTube, I will say I do get frustrated quite often, not gonna lie. Like, I'm sure you've heard loads of YouTubers talk about the algorithm and how YouTube just doesn't put your videos in sub boxes and things, which is just bullshit, to be honest. It does get disheartening when you're putting so much effort into your videos and then YouTube will only put it out to like half of your audience, if that. Like, it's very discouraging, but saying that, I do love making videos. I don't really love YouTube's culture at the moment. I feel like it was definitely better a couple of years ago, and I feel like people are very, very competitive these days. It is a competitive environment, so many people are doing it, but I feel like so many people start doing it these days, perhaps for the wrong reasons, and I don't know, just that clickbait culture, man, it's not for me. Those are the videos that do well on YouTube these days, and they're not the types of videos that I like to watch. They're not the types of videos I want to make. Like, I am fully aware that I could have so many more subscribers than I have and get so many more views than I get if I was willing to make that kind of content, but it's just not what I want to do, so I'm not willing to do it. And I don't honestly love YouTube the way I used to love it. I love it, don't get me wrong, I love creating videos, and I am lucky that my engagement is good and my engagement on Instagram is high, which is great. It shows me that you guys who are watching my videos enjoy my content. But saying that, it is the viewers, like, it's you guys who shape the platform. YouTube will give you what you want to see. So at the end of the day, I know it's so annoying when YouTubers are constantly just like, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, because you hear it all the time, but honestly it's so important. If you enjoy anybody's content, just be sure to support it. If you watch a video, leave a comment on it, give it a cheeky little like and stuff, and subscribe to their channel, hit the bell and all of your notifications and all that stuff, because it honestly helps that channel so much. Especially smaller channels, I think it's really important because it's so hard to grow on YouTube these days. I am lucky, touch wood. I know that so many people are just consistently losing subscribers at the minute and have been doing for a while now. I've spoken to a couple of people and they're just losing subscribers every day, and it's crap because they upload great content, but I'm, touch wood, really lucky and that hasn't happened to me. I've always kind of been consistently growing, although it is slower now than it used to be, but that's just kind of the environment that YouTube is these days. But on the whole, I love doing YouTube. Like, I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it, but I do definitely get disheartened by it sometimes. That leads on quite nicely to the next question, which is, how did you make it on YouTube, and any advice for people thinking of starting? Have I made it? I don't know. I mean, in the sense that it's my full-time job and I make money from it, yeah, I guess I have made it in that sense, but I'm definitely a smaller channel. Advice for people thinking of starting YouTube: do what you love. Don't do it with an end goal of being successful, because that is such a hard thing to do. Never do it with the aim of trying to make it your career, because I see so many people doing that, and a lot of those are the people who make clickbaity videos. Honestly, I think people think making YouTube your career is so much easier than it actually is. It takes so much graft. It is so much easier to go out and get a normal job. But saying that, if you truly want to start a channel, you truly have something that you're interested in and you just want to share it with people, I would say just go for it. Stick your camera on. It doesn't even have to be an amazing quality camera at first, and just share your thoughts, share whatever it is with people, and people with a like-minded interest will find you. That's just what I did. People just found me. I will say, like, it was definitely easier when I started. There wasn't as many people doing YouTube, especially in the UK, but I don't know, man, like, if you're interested in doing it, just go for it and see how it goes. Favourite drugstore makeup? Revolution. I like Revolution. Their products are amazing, very good. How do you meet boys? I mean, I don't often meet boys, we all know this. I'm not a dater, to be honest. Don't really love dating in general, but the last couple of guys that I've dated, I've been on a couple of dates with a guy this week, and we met on Instagram. and the last guy I dated, I met him on Instagram as well. Instagram is an absolute dark horse. Like, if you want to meet boys, just give them a cheeky little follow, like one of their pictures, they'll probably slide in your DMs. How do you get over breakups and stay positive to try again / keep dating? Getting over breakups is hard. I don't think there's any getting away from it. Like, it's just a really shit thing. I think you've got to just give yourself time to feel what you feel. Like, don't kind of hold it in. Really just sit with your emotions and take what you've learned from that situation, that relationship, that breakup. Try and see what you can take from that and just let yourself be sad. If you want to be sad, give yourself like a period of time where you just let yourself mope about, because I think it's very important in just getting your emotions out. But then definitely have a period of time where you do that, maybe for like a week or something, but have a point where you're just like, okay, I need to pick myself up now, I need to get on with my life. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to feel sad, because it can take so long to get over a breakup, but you've just got to keep on going. Do little things that make you happy. Run yourself nice bubble baths. Like, if you have a hobby, go do that. Spend time with your friends, talk to them, and I swear to God, it will be fine. You might not feel like you'll ever meet anyone else, but trust me, there will come a time in your life when you are over that person and you'll just be like, wow, okay, I'm cool on my own, which is just the best feeling ever. But definitely look after yourself and treat yourself, do nice things for yourself. Self-care is very, very, very important. Have you ever been ghosted and how did you deal with it? Yeah, I have been ghosted once and I was just like, that is horrible. Like, that's such a horrible thing to do to somebody, but I guess some people just can't express what they feel or whatever, so they just like cut people out, and I am guilty of it. I have ghosted people before, so I can't judge too much. It is an awful thing to do and I'm not proud of it, but you know, when some people just don't take the hint and you're like, I don't know how to put this person off me. I'm not that kind of person who is like really intense though. Like, the time I was ghosted, it was literally just like I messaged that person and they didn't message me back. So then I didn't message them again. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. I think if someone's ghosting you, just leave it. Don't be that person to like pester them. Just take the hint. As hard as it is to admit that not everyone's gonna be into you. Not everyone's gonna be into you. It's just life. It is an awful thing though, and don't ever feel bad about yourself if someone has ghosted you. It says more about their kind of state of mind than it does about you as a person. Like, you don't get on with everyone, do you? And not everyone is mature enough to just say, hey, I'm not into you. I've definitely, like I said, had times when I just can't find the words and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pretend I've died. Would you consider doing more vlogs? Yes, 100%. I mentioned this before, but I am gonna do them. Don't worry, hold tight. Have you had any bad experience with YouTubers? Yeah, I mean, the majority of YouTubers that I've met, I haven't met loads, but the majority are just so lovely, really sweet. But yeah, there's been a couple where I'm just like, you're nothing like you are in your videos. And I get it, like sometimes you meet people and they might be quieter in real life, and that's totally fine, because at the end of the day, if you're filming a video, you're on your own in your safe place and you can express your personality however weird it is, and you might not necessarily be that way when you first meet someone, and that's totally fine. Like, I would never judge somebody for that. But I have met a couple of people who are just nothing like they are in their videos, and I'm just like, whoa. Also, some people will literally only give the time of day to people who they think can benefit them, and I've seen that quite a lot, and I'm just like, nah mate, like, come on. I don't know, this is what I don't like about YouTube. That's the side of it that I'm just like, nah, not for me. Ooh, if you had the choice to live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? I'd live in London. I love London. I just always feel super inspired when I'm there. I love that there's just like something for everyone. Whatever mood you're in, there's something to do. Alternatively, I'd just love to live in the countryside. I don't know where, but just I'd love to live in the countryside. I've said this so many times, but I'm just so like peaceful when I'm in nature. Keith asks, when are you starting your California tour? When am I invited, mate? Got a lot of love for Keith, by the way. He makes YouTube videos as well. I'm gonna link a video actually that I watched of his the other day that was so inspirational. It was basically about how people should be more like mushrooms, and I was just watching it and I was like, yes, that resonates. Sounds a bit weird, but give it a watch. I'll link it in the description box. That is the type of content that I'd like to see more on YouTube rather than clickbaity videos. Like, he makes spiritual kind of motivational videos amongst like other things, and that's the kind of content that I personally like to watch. Next question, do you still have cats? Of course I do. I've got Maisie and Poppy still. They're my absolute little babes. Love them. Fitness / healthy eating tips. You have an amazing figure. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. I definitely don't think I've got an amazing figure. It could be better. I do like chocolate quite a lot. But saying that, I do eat quite healthily. So healthy eating tips. I honestly just love fruit and veg. Like, I don't eat a lot of dairy. I don't have meat very often, so that really helps to keep my weight down, to be honest. And it's just that I'm not really drawn to eating meat and stuff, so I'm lucky in that sense. I do avoid dairy, like I've mentioned, because of my skin. And yeah, I just eat lots of fruit and veg, grains, just all the healthy stuff. I don't eat white bread. I love like a good stotty. Do you know what a stotty is? I feel like that's a northern thing. It's basically just like a massive bap, but I love one of those. But I tend to just generally stay away from white bread, and I have wholemeal. And if I ever have like rice or pasta, I'll just have wholemeal. I don't really know if I have any exercise tips. I personally love to do yoga. I do Ashtanga yoga, and I really enjoy it. I try and do it like 3 or 4 times a week, and I used to run quite a lot, but honestly I haven't recently. I haven't run since the summer. I don't tend to do it in winter, to be honest, because I like running outside and it's just too cold. I can't. And I run early on a morning as well, so it's just when it's dark I'm just like nah. But that is something that I enjoy doing when the weather's warmer. I think just find something that you enjoy doing so it doesn't feel like a chore. I also really enjoy swimming, but I haven't swam in ages either. I don't like going to swimming pools. It's that moment when you take your clothes off and you're just like, oh, it's freezing. But when I lived in Dubai, I used to swim all the time, like every day. Do you have a backup job for if you ever decide you no longer want to do YouTube as your full-time job? No, I don't have a backup job, but I do have backup skills. Like, I've got a degree in international business management, so I'm sure I could take that with me and do something. Also, all of the skills that I've acquired doing YouTube and social media in general, like, I don't feel like a lot of people realise, but it does take a skill set to do that kind of stuff, so it doesn't worry me. Like, if YouTube went down the pan, I would find something else, I'm sure. But also, I've got me Reiki. I'm gonna do my level 2, not because I want to practice, but just because I'd like to have the option to if I decide to. Are there any YouTubers you don't like or think their following is undeserved? There are a couple that I've mentioned that I was just like, nah, you're not for me. I wouldn't ever say that someone's following is undeserved, because I feel like people follow channels because they want to see that content, so in that sense, it's deserved. What is your favourite fragrance at the moment? So my 2 favourite fragrances this winter have been Tom Ford Noir. I've been wearing that a lot recently, and also Dior Amber Nuit, but that's from their private collection and it's just really expensive. If you're like really into your fragrances and you want to invest in them, that is an absolutely stunning one. But Tom Ford Noir, gorgeous. I've been wearing that a lot over the past like couple of weeks. What are some of the big mistakes you've made with makeup before YouTube existed? My word, I honestly, kids these days, they're so lucky, like teenagers that have YouTube tutorials to watch, because back in my day there were no YouTube tutorials. I had brows that were like super thin. I used to overpluck them. I used to wear like full smoky eye and just not blend it out. It was really not a look. I also used to wear kohl pencil just on the bottom and like no eyeliner anywhere else. It was really terrible. Thank the Lord for YouTube. I will say I got like most of my makeup skills from YouTube, not gonna lie. Have you ever had a toxic friendship / relationship, and what advice could you give? Yeah, for sure, they are the worst, and I think sometimes it is difficult to see when you're actually in that situation how toxic it is. But I think in any situation where you're feeling like you're not appreciated, or just like the balance isn't right in either a friendship or a relationship, you've just got to reevaluate it and really ask yourself if you're happy in that situation, and if the answer's no, can you change it? Speak to that person about how you feel, and if they kind of agree and you can like work through those issues, then fair enough. But if you can't and it's just you're hitting a brick wall there, honestly, from my experience, I've found it's better just taking yourself out of the situation, and that is such a hard thing to do when you've invested in a friendship or a relationship. But honestly, your happiness and well-being is so much more important in the long run, and I found that through letting certain friendships go and relationships, it might feel really shitty at the time, but then when you get through that, you can look back and you're like, okay, I didn't really need that person in my life and they weren't really bringing anything to my life. Like, ask yourself, what is this person bringing to my life? If it's just bad vibes and anxiety and stuff, then you do not need that in your life. I honestly believe that your vibe attracts your tribe, so you keep putting those good vibes out there, babe, and you will attract people who are on the same wavelength as you. My foundation never applies nicely no matter what make. Is there any skincare products you'd recommend? Honestly, babe, it really depends on what your skin type is. If you've got dry skin, make sure you're exfoliating, and I find that oils help when my skin's dry, so definitely check out like different oils and things. There's different ones for different skin concerns. If you've got particularly oily skin and it's just sliding off, then I found that the niacinamide and zinc serum from The Ordinary is amazing for oil control, and salicylic acid is great if you've got spots, or both of those are actually good for textural irregularity. So if you've got texture and your foundation's just kind of sitting on top of it, those products can really help with that. Also, just make sure that you're using a foundation that's formulated for your skin type. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Be sure to give it a cheeky little thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You know, help a gal out. Actually, I would love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know what you think about YouTube culture. Like, do you think the same about clickbaity videos? I would actually love to know your perspective as a viewer. Obviously, I can speak as a viewer, but I also make YouTube videos, so I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of a different thing. So I'd love to get your perspective on it. Let me know, what are your favourite videos to watch on YouTube, and what are your least favourites, and what annoys you about YouTube? I'd love to know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!